welcome back to Honey Acres Homestead. This is our 1-year anniversary of living here at this new homestead, which I guess isn't so new anymore since we've been here for a year. 1 year ago, we had just wrapped up our failed Idaho, Montana homestead search, which is totally fine because it led us back down here to this property. So a year ago, we were signing papers and rolling up to this property with our 2 dogs and 5 cats, and our minds and our hearts full of dreams for what this 5 acres could become. This 5 acres was untamed, unlandscaped. It didn't have any animal structures or fences, and it was difficult to walk in certain areas of the property, or impossible to walk because it was overgrown. It hadn't been cleared. But we saw the potential in what this land could become, and we were so excited and raring to go to get started on making this land into a homestead. This year has flown by, and often that happens, especially when you have children. That time just flies, and before you know it, it's a year later. But I can stand here and I can look around and I can listen to the changes that have happened over this last year. I can see dreams that have materialized and projects that have been completed. And it's such a blessing to just think about all the things that God has allowed us to do and to finish over this last year. There are still so many other projects that we hope to accomplish, lots more dreams, lots more plans, but honestly, we could probably live. That's the beautiful thing about homesteading, is you can live somewhere for like 10 years and still have things that you want to do and change for next year. And that's something that I think is really fun about homesteading. It's such a fluid and ever-evolving environment around you as you're growing plants and raising animals. There's always something that you want to tweak or something you want to try new next year. So it'll probably just be the way of life. We're never going to arrive at that perfect homestead, but we will get more and more productive and be able to reap more and more of the benefits as we continue to develop this land over the years. Now, as for our first year and what we've been able to accomplish this first year of having this homestead, I think it's pretty wonderful. I would love to show you those things that the things that we've already been able to harvest and the benefits we've been able to reap from our hard work and dedication and plans and dreams, a lot of which Peter has done. He has been just a huge dreamer and worked non-stop on this property ever since we got here, and it's really paid off. So I'd love to walk you around the property and show you some of the things that we're able to benefit from even now after only a year. The first stop is our herb garden. I absolutely love this herb garden. I am so pleased with how well it's doing in just its first year. A lot of the things that we've planted in here are absolutely thriving, and I'm about ready to start harvesting these things and preserving them for future use. A lot of these plants are grown for medicine and teas. A lot of them are herbs for cooking with, and it's just a wonderful variety that I have going here so far. Now, this is a new thing for me. I am an active beginning learner when it comes to using medicinal herbs, but I find it fascinating, and I love that I have these herbs here at my fingertips to learn from and to use. Today I'm going to be harvesting a really fun little plant. It's called a toothache plant, and it's just loaded with these yellow flowers right now. Now, a toothache plant, you can probably imagine, is great for toothaches. This little flower gives a numbing sensation when rubbed on your gums or your teeth, or gargled if you have a sore throat. And I have lots of little yellow flowers that I'm going to be clipping off and freeze drying so that I can use them to make medicine in the future. Now, like I mentioned, we don't just have medicinal herbs growing in this garden, we also have culinary herbs, you know, the typical ones like basil and cilantro and parsley and oregano and thyme, rosemary. And it's been wonderful to be able to have these fresh herbs here for our use whenever we need them. I'm growing 3 different types of basil. They're absolutely thriving. And what I'm going to do is, just like the toothache plant, I will be clipping these, freeze drying them so we can have really the freshest tasting basil we can get come winter time. We can still have our homegrown basil and all these other herbs as well. So I just wanted to show you some other things that are doing really well in our new herb garden. Now, down in our chicken yard, obviously you can probably hear and see we have lots and lots of chickens, ducks, and 3 turkeys, 1 guinea that decided to hang out with us. The rest of them left for to join the neighbor's guinea gang down there. But we have all these chickens, and so we're getting a lot of eggs. We're getting probably almost 2 dozen a day, and that includes duck eggs, and that has been a wonderful thing to have. We don't have to buy eggs from the grocery store anymore, and soon we will be having some homegrown chicken meat, as we do have some meat chickens in here. Our white American Brisset chickens that we've grown in the past are about ready to butcher out, but not quite yet. So that is something to look forward to in the near future. But lots and lots of eggs and lots of beautiful chickens to enjoy here at our homestead. Hi guys. What you doing? Can you smile? The other very productive bird on our property, of course, is our Coturnix quail that are housed in that building down there. I'm not going to go any closer because it sounds like they're busy crowing right now, and they can be awfully noisy. But they have been a very important part of our homestead so far. They lay, probably over 100 eggs a day. So many that we can't really use them all. We're gonna start doing freeze drying with those eggs. We also feed them to our cats and our dogs, but we love the meat. So we've been able to butcher out lots of those quail, and we're actually gonna probably have some tonight for dinner. So those are a much faster growing meat that we've already been able to harvest and enjoy here on this homestead after only being here for a year. Now, on our new homestead, we also have a lot of goats. You might already know that, but we have well over 30. I really don't know how many we have. I've been meaning to count them up, but I can tell you we have probably well over 30 goats. Most of them are registered Boer goats, which are a meat goat. We should be expecting the second round of babies from them in about 5 months or so. That is very exciting to look forward to. But my goats, the goats that I take care of and love, are my dairy goats. This is Rio Dancer. She is one of the first goats that we got when we moved here, and I'm milking her as well as 2 other goats that we just acquired recently, twice a day, and between the 3 of them, that is bringing in almost 2 gallons of milk a day. This is wonderful because I've been able to, besides drinking the milk, we've been able to make goat milk cheese. I will be making yogurt within the next few weeks. And I'm also very excited to make my first batch of goat milk soap, which has been a dream of mine for years and is finally going to happen. So this is another thing that has been able to, we've been able to bring into the homestead after just 1 year of living here, has been lots and lots of wonderful goat milk. And lastly, I'm up here in our humble little garden. This garden we planted kind of last minute and it wasn't really organized or really well thought out, but we stuck some things in the ground, and I've been pleasantly surprised with how they've been doing. Since we did plant them later, we're just now pulling off our first ripe tomatoes. We have several zucchini that we've been able to get, and I just made some really good zucchini blueberry bread, actually. So we've been getting some good things from this garden. We're also looking at some okra here in the next couple days, some different squashes. There's some good looking watermelons. So for a first year garden, we're pretty pleased with this. On top of this, we also harvested all of our garlic, which is the first time we've ever planted and harvested garlic, and we were able to get several pounds of garlic. So that was also a really awesome thing that we were able to do this first year on our homestead. So we're 1 year in and counting. A lot of great things have happened this last year. We're looking forward to what we can accomplish in the coming year. Maybe next year we'll have honey. We'll have hopefully a bigger garden. Lots of things to look forward to. We're very thankful for this land that God has allowed us to have, to raise our children on, to raise our animals and food on. It has been such a blessing. And we're always seeking towards that goal of being self-sufficient, yet fully reliant on the Lord. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us, and we'll see you next time.